into power, not a whole lot of veering out, and give you all space and opportunity to play with the poses that most of you are pretty familiar with at this point. If you were here last Sunday, and I think the Sunday before that, we've done a lot of skill work with shoulders, shoulder blades, how to be in your hands. So this will be an opportunity to play and just kind of see what stuck with that particular skill work as you flow through your practice. And I always like to point out, sometimes even when we're practiced, the 90 minutes can seem a little daunting. It feels like we're doing more or something like that. And I like to look at it or take it on not as more per se, but as having more space. So more space with the poses that you could put more into, or you could just choose to let there be space in a pose and bring on a quality which I like to describe like savoring, just like savoring and being in the pose, experiencing the pose for whatever it is. And that's how you can approach the practice today. So let's go ahead and get started, and we'll do that in child's pose. Each one of you got a flip chip, an assist flip chip that says yes on one side, no on the other. So I'll be walking around doing hands on assist. If you would prefer not to be assisted, put the no up. If you're happy with assist, yes goes up. You can change that at any time. And open your eyes. Set a soft gaze at a single point. And take some deep breaths in and out. Soften your shoulders. Yeah, soften your face. Give yourself permission to arrive and land in this one pose, in this one breath. Even with a journey ahead of you, can you just relax into this one moment and know that that's ultimately the only journey you're taking today? With your next inhale, lift up to tabletop position. So hands directly under your shoulders, knees directly under your hips. And then come into some cat dog tilt. So you'll inhale your heart forward, look forward. Exhale, tuck your chin and round your spine, belly button towards your spine. You go back and forth on your own. Become very present to your breath as you move. And as you move and breathe, carve out some space at the top of your inhale where you pause and just kind of feel the pose, and carve out that space at the bottom of your exhale where you pause and feel the pose. The default is to just kind of collapse that space and go from one to the next. And see if you can cultivate that sense of a savor in each position. Good. Neutral spine. So come to neutral position. Plant your right hand in the center of your mat, right under your chest. Inhale your left arm up towards the sky. Take a breath in, and then thread the needle. Left arm under your right. Stretch your right arm forward towards the front of your mat. Spider tip fingers. Good. Now press your left shoulder down. Ground your left shoulder into the floor. And from the press of your bottom shoulder, lift your top shoulder up towards the ceiling, expanding through your chest and your upper back. So you're creating space across your collarbones, and you're creating space across your shoulder blades. And then breathe into that space. Good. Plant your right hand under your right shoulder. Reach your left arm high with an inhale. Tabletop position. Center your left hand. Reach your right arm high. Breathe in. And thread the needle on this side. Good. Left arm forward. And just notice the default to collapse down, right? Collapse into your bottom shoulder, collapse your ribs down, even like collapse your hips out to a side. And instead, from that place of just noticing that it's there, ground down through your shins, ground down through your right shoulder. And from that pressing down, hug in and lift up to create space. Really good. I saw the whole back row, your top shoulder lifted up away from the floor. And now breathe into that space you just created. Whatever amount of space you created. And you might be aware that you could have more. And can you get present to what you have right now? A breath in. A breath out. Good. Plant your left hand, reach your right hand high, breathe in. Hands to the floor, tabletop position. So hands under your shoulders, open all 10 fingers up, tuck your toes into the mat, downward facing dog. And then create space in your base. Walk your hands forward, walk your feet back. Take your hands out shoulder width or wider, take your feet hip width or wider. And then open up your fingers, all 10. Good. Press all 10 fingertips deep down into the floor and press the big toe mound of each foot down into the floor. Pin them down. Take a deep breath in. With the exhale, drop your head down, land. Good. And then step up to the top edge of your mat. With your feet hip width, inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, ragdoll pose. Ragdoll. So it's that upside down letter U shape. Forward fold is coming, which is where you fold in half. Ragdoll is like an upside down U. And so as you create it, lift the front of your pelvis up towards your belly button. That's it. Your tailbone will relax down towards the back of your heels. Press down through your heels and rebound the pit of your belly up towards your spine. So every exhale, you're carving your abdominal muscles up and in towards the front of your lower back. Good. Now from that support, can you let your head drop down? And for me, that becomes a really interesting experience of like, whoa, the back of my body is tight. And so if you're coming up against that, you're just feeling the tightness in your back body. Breathe and allow that space to warm up. If it's too much, you can stack your forearms on your knees. It'll give you a little more support. Yeah. So breathe. You're looking for that gentle, warming, opening feeling. And then breathe into that. Really good. Take one more breath in. Blow all the air out. Press down through your feet. Pull your belly in more as you roll up to stand. So one boat at a time. At the top, reach up. Lift the pit of your belly in and up. Stretch. And then exhale your hands to heart center. Set your gaze, set an intention for your practice, and we'll begin with 3 ohms. Breath in. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose. Exhale, forward fold. Now bend your knees, belly to your thighs. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, plant your palms, step back, high to low push up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, back, downward facing dog. Take 5 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Breathe in together. Breathe out together. Really good pauses. Breathe in. Breathe out. Now here's the last one. Fill up. Blow all the air out, wait to be empty, and then move your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reach up. Keep your breaths full. Full inhale. Exhale, fold all the air out. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale to low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths in. Out. In. Out. Take 3 more breaths. Blow all the air totally out. And then step or float, feet up to your hands. Lift halfway. And exhale, fold. Extended mountain pose. A full breath in with a pause. Forward fold. All the air out, pause at the bottom. Inhale, lift halfway up. Exhale, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. So it's like a rubber band. Inhale, feel like you're loading the rubber band up. And then exhale, you're letting the rubber band go. Breathe like that. So breathe big enough that you're feeling into that elastic quality in your body. 2 more breaths. Really good. Last breath in. Blow all the air out. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift up. Full breath in. And fold. Extended mountain pose. Press down. Reach up. Fill up. Exhale. Fold. Inhale. Lift halfway up. Get long. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Open your fingers more. And then press your fingertips. That's it. 3 more breaths. Open your fingers up wide and dig your fingertips into the floor. Ground down. Take a breath in. Blow the air out. Step or float forward. Halfway lifts. Fold. Extended mountain pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Get all the length out of your spine. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1 more Sane. Create space in your foundation. Open your hands. Open your feet. Open the gaps between your toes up. Good, Sue. Now from that space, ground down. Like 4 big bear paws, wide, soft, and heavy. Dig into the floor. Breath in. Blow all the air out. Feet to your hands. Halfway lift. Fold. Press down, reach up, extended mountain pose. Forward fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Breathe in together. Blow it out together. Feet to your hands. Half. And fold. Chair pose. Sit back. Reach your arms high. Forward fold. Halfway lift. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Step your right foot to your right thumb. Warrior 1. Back heel flat. Arms high. Low push up. Up dog. Downward facing dog. Left side warrior 1. Lunge deep as you reach high. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Let a sigh come out. Ah, clear that space. Now 4 more breaths. You can open or close your mouth as you need to. Now, so anytime you feel overwhelmed, that's when I use the sighs to just carve and clear the space out. Breath in, breath out, feet to your hands. Half lifts, fold. Chair pose, Utkatasana, forward fold. Halfway lift up, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Right side warrior 1 step with the inhale, reach high. Low push up, exhale. Up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left foot warrior 1 with a pause at the top. Low push up with a pause at the bottom. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Breathe in. Bend your knees, get ready. Step or float. Halfway lifts. Fold. Chair pose. Fold. Halfway lift up. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Down dog. Right side warrior 1. So with the inhale, reach high. Low push up. All the air out. Up dog. Down dog. Left side warrior 1 step. Inhale, reach. Low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Create rigor around your breathing. The temptation will be for your breath to fall back into default, fall back into shallow, fall back into the inhales being big and the exhales being small. Create rigor in the space you create with your breath, even full, deep with pauses. Take a breath in, blow all the air out, feet to your hands, halfway lift, fold, chair pose, a full breath in, forward fold, halfway lift up, low push up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right side, warrior 1, savor at the top of the pose, low push up, up dog, down dog, left side, warrior 1, it doesn't have to be more, just come into the pose, low push up, let it be what it is, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, breath in, blow all the air out, feet to your hands, halfway lift, fold, chair, fold, half up, chaturanga, that's the low push-up, upward facing dog, downward facing dog, right side warrior 1, reach up, pause the top, low push-up, pause at the bottom, upward facing, downward facing dog, left side warrior 1, especially those you experienced, pause, this is the experience, low push-up, upward facing dog, experience the opening, downward facing dog, good, take 5 breaths, just feel how it takes space to experience, you can do and then you can experience and they're not necessarily the same thing, experience your breath, experience your body waking up, the viscera, the muscles, your joints opening, warming, take a breath in, blow all the air out, feet to your hands, go, lift halfway, and fold deep. Chair pose, sit deep, reach high, fold all the air, blow it out. Lift halfway up, low push up, take it back. Upward facing dog, Downward facing dog. Right side, warrior one. Experience the peak of the pose. Low push up. Upward facing. Down dog. Left side, warrior one. Set your eyes to a point. Pause. Low push up. Really good. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Blow all the air out. Bring your big toes together to touch at the back of your mat. Inhale your right leg high. Exhale, bend your knee. Stack your hips. Stay or flip. Step off the right side of your mat. 5 breaths here. Start by creating the space. Press down through your feet. That's it. And press up through your thighs. So create space between you and the floor. And then space across your collarbones. A full breath in. Flip back. High plank. Bring your big toes to touch. Side plank. Heels right. Left hand high. Good. Squeeze both legs straight unless your bottom knee is on the floor. So if you're modifying, keep that. If your legs are straight, make them straight, all the way straight. And now hug the muscles to the bone. 2 more breaths. Take 1 more breath in. Hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing. Downward dog. Big toes touch left leg high. Exhale, bend your knee, open, stay or flip. And so as you carve out that space, you might find that you have wheel available to you in that space. Or it just might be a space. Two more breaths. Breath in. Flip back, high plank, side plank. Face the right side of the room. Strong, straight legs. And you'll get that by pressing your heels towards the back of the room and pulling your head towards the front. Now hug the muscles into the bones. Take a breath in, hands to the floor, low push up. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. On empty, step your right foot to your right thumb, crescent lunge. Reach your arms up high. Plug your shoulders into your upper back. And as your shoulder blades integrate into your upper back, stretch your arms up. So your arms can go wide, your fingers could go wide. Your palms could come together if you have that kind of access and space through your upper back. But you make the space first and then close the space. Fill the space. Take a full breath in, reach up, hands to heart, hinge forward, twist to the right side. Hands can stay at heart. You can open your hands up, bottom hand to the floor, top hand to the ceiling. You could half or full bind. Good. Lachlan, press your back heel back and stretch your head forward. So you're going to make all that room before you start wrapping up. Good. That's it. Now the half is good. Roll this shoulder back now. That's it. Firm up your back leg. Lachlan and everyone, take 1 more breath in. Stay for the out. Squeeze that back leg. Good. Crescent lunge on the inhale. Warrior 2, open. Keep your front knee bent. So see if you can stay in like the pressure. So there's definitely pressure that builds in a pose where your front knee is not straightening out. Can you stay in the pressure of it and use your breath as that access to like taking the lid off the can, right? So not turning the fire down, can you take the lid off and let some steam up and out? Take a full breath in, tilt, extended side angle, keep your front knee stacked. Beautiful. Hand to a block inside your front ankle, forearm to your thigh, could be another way to do it, or you could half or full bind. Good. Bend your front knee over your front heel and ground your front heel into the floor. Now 2 more breaths. Savor this pose, and it might be spicy. Take 1 more breath in, hands to the floor, low push-up. Good. Up dog, down dog. Take a full inhale, open your mouth, clear it. Step your left foot forward, crescent lunge. Come right into the lunge. Set your eyes to a point. So part of creating that space, when our eyes flick around, more information comes in. What's he doing? What's she doing? What's over there? What's that option? Set your eyes to one point and just make that real simple. Now feel your 2 feet on the floor. All 4 corners of your front foot, feel that press. The back 2 corners of your back foot, feel that press. Good. Take a breath in. Hands to heart, tip forward and twist to the left. Keep your feet, keep the connection through your feet. And then choose your arms. Set your eyes at one point. And take 3 more breaths. Feel the pose, feel your personal experience with the pose. 1 more breath in. Blow all the air out. Crescent lunge. Keep your strong feet and legs. Keep your knee bent. Warrior 2. See if you can keep your knee bent. Expect the whoo when you do that. And then sigh. Like you can use your sighs. You can roll your shoulders, right? You can relax your jaw. There's so many different outlets. Use those and stay committed to your strong legs. Take a breath in. Tilt, extended side angle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's your last breath in, stretch, and 5. Hands to the floor, low push-up. Now feel as you move, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a breath in, bend your knees, look forward, step or float, feet to your hands. Lift halfway, fold, chair pose, prayer twist to the right side. Yeah. Sometimes that clears the space, like, ah! Sometimes I'm like cursing in my head. Sometimes I curse out loud. Sorry, class. Good. Open your arms, half or full bind. So be it play. And you'll be discovering that as like you open your arms, you create space. It becomes obvious to you. As you bind, you're filling the space up. So you create the space first from your shoulders, between your shoulders. Expand your chest. Good, Jen. Expand your upper back. That's it. Now with that space, can you deepen the bind a little bit? And it could just be like, Jen, your hand more. That's it. Now press your seat back. Press your head forward. Jen and everyone, take a breath in. Blow all the air out. Chair pose. Reach high. Keep the chair. Twist to the left side. Right. And there comes the drama, right? So clear the space. And that, to me, that's what that is. Your body's like, well, we need some space. So you clear it. Like, clear it out. And then get into the seat. Press your seat way back and press the top of your head forward. So make space for your spine. Now where are you going to go? Open your arms up. Half bind or full bind. Some of you got bird. So if you're working bird, stand all the way up tall, even if it knocks you out. Take 2 more breaths. Shoulders back, collarbones wide. Take a big breath in. Blow all of it out. Chair pose. Keep the seat and fold. Good. Fingers to toes, forward fold. You don't clear space without friction. Yeah, it's like that. Open your feet up, catch your big toes, fold all the way down. Bend your knees enough that your belly connects with the top of your thighs. So get real into physicalness with that. Locate your belly, the bottom of your belly. Is it touching your thighs? And if not, take your feet wider and bend your knees more. Yeah. Drop your head all the way down. And take 3 breaths right there and just savor the experience of your upper body pouring down out of the bowl of your pelvis. Really good. Breath in, breath out. Release your toes, slide your hands under the soles of your feet, gorilla pose. And then again, is your belly in contact with your thighs? And if not, go wider with your feet. Bend your knees more. Drop your head all the way down. I've had students in teacher trainings talk about how like this pose, we talk about it being releasing and all that, but for them, it's like, this is hard. Yeah, release is, it's like that. This pose is called Uttanasana, which actually translates to intense. So this is an intense pose, but why can something intense not be also something that releases? Yeah, so as your legs are working, for sure they're working, can your back, your neck, your face, can all that be releasing as your legs are working? Take a breath in, blow all the air out. Good, step off your hands, crow pose at the top of your mat. Come right to it. If you've got crow, do crow. 5, 4, grip your fingertips into the mat. 3, really good. 2, take a big breath in, and 1 feet to the back of your mat, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, blow all the air out, get ready to move. Step or float your feet to your hands. Lift halfway and fold. Extended mountain pose, reach all the way up. Eagle pose, bring your feet together, bend your knees, wrap your right leg over your left. Wrap your right thigh up and over your left thigh. Now squeeze your thighs together. Create that strong hug to midline as you pull your right hip point back to make your hip points point to the front of the room. Really good. Breath in, breath out. Step down, reach high, take a fresh inhale, left side eagle pose. Feet together. So feel as you wrap your leg, your hips are going to get pulled around. An area to focus on as you start balancing is your pelvis. And can your pelvis operate almost like the center of a wheel, where your pelvis stays neutral and squared as your limbs move around? So as you wrap tight, can you pull your left hip back until your 2 hip points point straight ahead? And then just experience what you experience as you do that. Step down, reach up, breathe in. Right side eagle pose. So keep that skill of hips square to the front. And now add the skill of lifting your right hip up to be level with your left hip. The access for me is pushing my heel down a little bit more, the one in the floor, to lift the right hip up with the left. Yes, that's it. Take a breath in, blow it out, step down, reach up, breathe in, left side eagle pose. Square your hips. And press your left heel down, right heel down, and lift your left sitting bone up level with the right. That's it, Suzette. And it will knock you out a little bit if it's new. So can you breathe and just hold the space for your body to figure it out? Hold space for wiggling, hold space for messiness. Breath in, step down, reach up, inhale, catch your hips, standing leg raise right side. Okay. So you can catch your right knee with your right hand. You can reach out, catch your right big toe mound with, or a big toe with first 2 fingers. You can catch the baby toe side of your extending leg like Kevin's doing too. Two more breaths. With the next exhale, relax your right hip down, level with your left. Then inhale, leg out to the right. Gaze off to the left. So now if your right hip swung behind you, can you bring your right hip forward? Your hip points still point to the front. Good. Bring your right hip more forward. So not your leg, like right here. Bring this forward, like that. That's it. Good, Candy. Right hip even a little more forward. Good. Come back to center with your right leg. Kick your leg forward, reach up high. Airplane pose, kick back. So this is a pose for me that if I go to square my hips, I get a lot of pain in like my SI joints. So I can't quite square all the way down. My right hip is slightly up. And it might be like that for you. So can you on the way to square discover like actually squaring up all the way isn't for me today? And can you just allow the space between where you're going and where you are to exist, knowing that this is where you belong today? Bring your hands to heart center, half moon, left hand down, right hand high. Flex your lifted foot strong, good Jordan, and press back through your lifted heel, press. Now top of the head forward. Take two more breaths, keep pressing back here as your head goes forward. One more breath in, 2 feet to the floor and fold. Drape all the way down, drop your head, take a breath in. Blow the air all the way out. Then press down, reach up, extended mountain pose. Standing leg raise on the left side. Leg to the left. Three more breaths. Your pelvis, the center of the wheel, the eye of the storm. Come back to center, kick your left leg forward, reach your arms up. Airplane pose, kick your left leg back. Stay true to your center. Let everything else just be an expression of center. Hands to heart center, half moon. Press your standing big toe mound down and soften your standing knee joint, yes. Now from the press of your standing big toe mound, zip up through the pit of your belly. Keep your knees soft enough, your hips soft enough. That's it, so that your belly can zip up. Now from the center of you, stretch out like a sun. Shine out in all directions. Take one more breath in, shine, and then 2 feet to the floor and fold. Soften. Take a big breath. Blow it out. If you have a block, grab it. If you don't have it, no worries, we'll work without one. Come up to standing. If you've got the block, take it. We'll go wide between the hands. If you don't have a block, just do prayer hands like this. Okay, so once you've got the block or your hands, you're going to take the block behind you. Place the block on the back of your head. If you don't have the block, it's prayer hands on the back of your head. Okay, beautiful. Wrap your elbows forward. Now press your hands either together or into the block. So put that pressure there. Keep the pressure of your hands to the block or each other and expand through your chest and your upper back. Can you leave your elbows there and it be like that puffing out through your chest and your upper back? I always envision like bodybuilders, you know how they kind of do this thing. Can you puff through your chest and your upper back? Good. Now keep that. Bend your right knee. Create balance through your left foot. So you're bending your right knee, bring your heel to your butt. Keep puffing through your chest. Keep pressing the block. As you inhale, kick your foot up and back, but keep your chest to the front of the room. This is like the most ugly dancer pose you will ever do. But feel how press the block, puff your chest, pull your heel into your butt, and press your heel up to the ceiling. Your whole back body lights up. Good. Take 3 more breaths. Roy, lift your chest. Take 1 more breath in, and then 2 feet to the floor. Let your arms come down for a moment. Take a big breath in. Blow it out. And then other side. Take it back behind. Start with your hands. Press your palms. Wrap your elbows in. Now feel how the temptation is to close everything off, right? So keep the pressure, and can you puff your chest and your upper back up? Good. Keep that. Bend your left knee. Bring your left heel towards your butt, and it can even just be left toes to the floor. And whatever you've got here, stay with your toe to the floor. You can bend your knee. Keep your chest pointing forward as you kick your leg up and back. Now, as I do this, my back wants to close off. Like I can feel my shoulder blades start to collapse. If that's you, can you breathe and continue to open the back of your ribs? Really good. Take 1 more breath, and then 2 feet to the floor. Drop the block. Take a big breath in. Blow it out. And then Amshin, standing bow, or grab your strap and set up for dancer pose. So either way, hook your right ankle. If it's the strap, you'll wrap your elbows forward, press your wrists together behind you, almost like what you did with the block. If you need a strap and you don't have one, I can bring you one. And now pause to get ready. Press your wrists together. Wrists together. Your elbows can be wide, so feel like your elbows can play and your wrists can still be together. Good. Press your standing heel down. Lift the pit of your belly up and soften your front ribs in towards center. So all that's going to open the back side of your body up. Now kick your right shin back. If your back closes off, keep pulling your front ribs in. Good Ratana. And now breathe into that space. Take 2 more breaths. 1 more breath in, and then step down. Really good. 2 feet wide, hands to your hips. Take a breath in. Blow it out. And then left side, standing bow or dancer pose. If you take the practice on, not like flexibility, not like you're creating strength, but that you're creating space, you get this rich place where you can really begin to play with flexibility and strength and different ways to take poses. Create the space for the back side of your body and then kick and see if you can move into that space. Take 1 more breath in and then step down. Really good. Feet to the floor. Ground yourself with the breath. Tree pose, right side. Bring your right foot to your left thigh and hands to the center of your heart. Press your foot into your thigh. Press your palm into your palm. And then expand through your chest and your upper back. Yeah, you can reach your arms up. You can cactus your arms. 3 more breaths. Full breath in. Step down, change sides. Hug the bottom shoulder tip blades in towards each other. That's it. That's it. Two more breaths. Now lift the sides of your body up. That's it. Take a big breath in, reach high, and then 2 feet to the top of your mat. Inhale, reach up, extended mountain pose, forward fold. Halfway lift, low push up. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Step your right foot forward, triangle pose. Set your eyes to a spot. Notice where there's no space and there could be space. So most of us, it's the right side of our waist or our right hip joint. Create space. Soften your front knee. Draw your right outer hip back. Keep this soft. Gather your right belly wall up and in. So it's right here that you're going to zip up. That's it. You feel it, open it all up. Now breathe into that space. 2 more breaths. Soften a little bit. Breath in. Blow it out. Press down through your feet. Stand up. All 10 toes face the left long side of your mat. Fold. Side facing, wide-legged forward fold. Acknowledge the space between your head and the floor. And what would it take as far as skill to start to close up that space well? So you could collapse, right? So you'll like start collapsing into your hip joints, start collapsing with your shoulders, shoulders go to your ears. Different than collapse. Can you press down through your feet? Lift your sitting bones up towards the ceiling. And feel how that tips your pelvis, that now your spine can pour out from your pelvis. 2 more breaths. Shoulders stay on your upper back. Breath in. If your legs are up, slowly bring them down. Breathe out. Catch your hips with your hands. Stand up. Turn to the front. Reverse namaste, front facing forward fold. Press your front big toe mound down. Draw your right belly wall up. So you're going to make some space here. Yep. Keep your chest down, just right here. Yeah. Pull the pit of your belly in and up. So make space through your right hip. Now from the press of your big toe, draw your right outer hip back. Soften here a little bit. Soften more. Yep. There. Now breathe. Take a breath in. Drop your hands, twisting triangle pose. Left hand inside your right foot for most of us. And even your hand in front of your left foot, like 6 to 12 inches in front. You can even go wider, Lachlan, like out here and even up here a little bit. And notice how that gives you space on the left side of your body, here. Yep. Now press your back big toe mound down. Your back heel might lift up a little bit. That's okay. Stretch your bottom shoulder forward, make space. Now reach your right arm up towards the sky. Take 2 big breaths. That's it. 1 more breath in. Stay for the exhale. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Step it back. Take a breath in, blow it all the way out. Clear. Left foot forward, triangle pose. Take a big stance so there's space even in your foundation. The way you set your foundation is the possibility you set up for the pose. So if the foundation is tight, you're going to get to a point where you're stuck. Your foundation just won't support the big stuff that you're up to. So be willing to go long. And it might mean you can't go as deep or it doesn't look as fancy right away. Can you give up what it looks like in order to create a big enough foundation that you can grow into something? It doesn't have to be perfect or beautiful right away. Can you have the space there to grow into something great, even if it looks ugly today? Take 2 more breaths. Wider. Everyone go wider. Like no one move their feet. Go wider. Amanda, it's for you. Isn't it the way, like once you're wide, you're like, I'll go wider. And everyone else is like, I'm good. Go wide. Go wide. Go wide with your feet. When you're like, I can't go wider. Rasana, you're good. You don't have to go that wide. Go wider. Like Jen, go wider. Suzette, go wider. Now press your feet down. Feet down. Pull the left belly wall in and up. There, you feel the space opening up. Now press your front big toe mound and drag that hip back. Yes, you feel a space now. Now breathe into it. Can you savor that space? And it might be full of like heat or doubt or joy or whatever, but can you breathe with that space for one more inhale? Blow all the air out. Press down through your feet. Stand up. 10 toes face the right long side of your mat. Interlace your fingers behind your back, chest high, and fold. Side facing, wide-legged, forward fold. Feet parallel to each other. Press your big toe mounds down. Press your heels down. So get foundational here. And from the press of your feet, soften your knees enough that your sitting bones go up. Different than your knees going back. Your knees will not go backwards. Soften more. Keep your knees there. Can you get your sitting bones to release up? And it's going to be like a millimeter. It might not even be visible. Can you feel the space between your sitting bones and your hamstrings open up a little bit? And then allow your spine to pour out. Good. Take a breath in. Hands to your low back. Catch your waist. Stand all the way up. Turn forward. Reverse namaste, front facing forward fold. Feet hip width distance apart and a little shorter than a warrior one. And then fold over your front thigh. Soften your knees. Soften your knee joint, especially your front one. Now press your front big toe mound into the floor. Lift the front toes on your front foot, 5 toes. Yep, and press the big toe mound. That's it. Now from the big toe mound, keep your knee joint soft and drag your left sitting bone back. Keep your knee soft. This is going to take something. So the default is to push your knee back. That's easy. Keep your knee right where it is and draw just the left sitting bone back. Shift some weight forward, Ratana, into your, yes, that's it. Now take a deep breath in. Keep your legs like this. Drop your hands. Add the twist. Beautiful. Press your back big toe into the floor and lengthen your right shoulder towards the front of the room. That's it. Now breathe right there. Big breaths in and out. Take 2 more breaths. Every inhale, open the space up on the right side of your body. Full breath in. Stay for the out. Hands to the floor, downward facing dog. Really good. Downward dog, downward dog. A long dog, a wide dog. Take a full breath in. Blow all the air out. Slide out high plank. And lower all the way down to the floor. Locust pose. Reach your arms back. Roll your shoulders up. And then lift up. Chest up and forward. Toes up and back. Lengthen the sides of your body forward towards the front of the room. Good, Tara. And then shoulders up onto your upper back. Take a breath in and lower it all the way down, right ear to the mat. Second locust. Center your forehead. You can bind your hands or just reach back. Roll your shoulders up and then lift up. Set your eyes to a point. 2 more breaths. Shoulders up, straight up towards the ceiling. Expand your upper back as your shoulders go up. Take a breath in and lower it all the way down, left ear to the mat. Breath in, breath out. Floor bow. Bend your knees, catch the top of your ankles. Roll your shoulders forward and back, and then kick your shins back. Good. Flex your ankles. Flex your ankles to get that strong sense of your shins, and then you can point your toes if you need to, but your feet stay at 12 o'clock. Take a breath in, blow it out, and then lower it all the way down. Keep your knees bent, windshield your feet side to side. Side to side. Cool. Look up front real quick. So what a lot of you are doing, and this will be key as you go up into your back bends, is that when you're catching, your feet are doing something called sickling, where they end up turning in like this. So you don't want this. This starts to close off the space in your lower back. So instead, flex your foot, make it 12 o'clock. And if you want to point your toes, point at 12 rather than sickling in. Okay? So set it up again. Reach back, catch your ankles. Flex your ankles to start. It just gives you a really good sense of being able to set your feet. Good. So like Amanda, flex and then push your big toe mounds up towards the ceiling. So that's your baby toe, big toe. It's the other side. That's it. Good. Now keep that press. If you want to point your toes, point them straight up. Then kick your shin bones back. Good. Breathe right there. So you're sickling a bit here. Here and here, push your big toes up. So right here, push up. Right here, push up. That's it. Good. Take one more breath in and lower all the way down. With your knees bent, windshield wiper, legs side to side. Okay, plant your hands beside your lowest rib, all 10 toenails into the floor, toes straight back. It's like candy, point your toes straight back. Good, 10 toenails are into the floor, all 10 toenails, so baby toenails too, all 10 toenails. Hands back by your bottom rib. Push your toenails down. Press your hands down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Toenails down, toenails down. Knees can be down too. Yeah, the toenails down. Take a deep breath in. Downward facing dog. Tuck your toes on the way back. Inhale. Exhale. Drop to your knees. Camel pose. So create your feet as 12 o'clock. You can tuck them, tuck your toes, or untuck, but watch for the sickle. Hands to your low back or hands to the floor. Press down through your feet and your shins. Lift your chest up. Most of you know where you're going, so go. Breath in. Breath out. Lift all the way up and out through your chest. Downward facing dog, press back. Take one breath in. One breath out. Camel pose, second set. Tuck your toes into the mat. Breath in. Stay for the out. Inhale your chest up and out of the pose. Downward facing dog. Blow all the air out. Look forward. Then step or float to a seat. Lie onto your back. Bridge pose. Yeah, set your feet hip width. Your feet could go wider than hip width too. So freedom to go wider. Check as you lift up, so your hips go up to the ceiling. If there's not much space in the back of your body, like your back pelvis closes off or your low back closes off, take your feet wider. Now press your heels down. As you press your heels down, drag your feet towards your shoulders a little bit. Yeah, and feel how your hamstrings kick on and lift your thighs up a little bit more. Now breathe. So like Kevin, really breathe right where you're at. Beautiful. You've created the space. You can stay right there or set your hands deep and wide under your shoulders and press all the way up to wheel. 1, 2, 3. Let your head hang down if you're in wheel. 4 and 5. Tuck your chin, come all the way down. Take a breath in. Blow the air out. Bridge your wheel. We're doing 5 more. Set up and come up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your chin, come down. Get a breath on the floor. And then set it up. Number 3, rise. 1, 2, 3. Press your big toe mounds into the floor. 4 and 5. Tuck your chin, come down. 2 to go. Take a breath in. Blow it out. Clear the space. Clear it. And then come back up. And just get if like something's happening on the floor that you're like, I can't. Take an exhale and clear the space out. Just a matter of clearing space. 2 more breaths of your life. 2 breaths. 1 more. Tuck your chin, come down. This is the last one. Take a breath in. Clear the space out. You're going to need it. And then rise. Last bridge or wheel. 10, 9. Clear the space. 8, 7, 6, 5. You can lift your heels if you want to. 4. It's good, Jordan. 3, 2, and 1. Tuck your chin. Supta Baddha Konasana. Keep your eyes open. There's just something about yoga and stretching our bodies this way that for me, it feels like a rubber band. Every time you pull it and all of this energy gets loaded into it, and then you can release it. And something happens. You go somewhere. You're only ever like in a practical sense on this little rubber rectangle. But somehow loading and unloading this rubber band, it changes where you are. Just feel your body now and how like in an hour's time, the way this body feels is completely different than what you were feeling 60 minutes ago. Good, dead bug pose. You can catch your feet or you can catch your calves or your hamstrings. Your decision is based off whether your shoulder blades are on the floor. So if your shoulders are rounding, catch lower down. Catch your shins, catch your hamstrings, and then pull on your feet or your legs and integrate your shoulders into the floor. Good. So the yogi on your mat, open your eyes and check on your shoulder blades. Are your shoulder blades on the floor? And if they're not, good, Kevin, catch lower down. Damien, go a little lower down. So I'll get more specific. The back of your shoulders. Are the back of your shoulders on the mat? Right. Catch lower down. So just get that if your shoulders are on the mat, you're missing out on space right now that could just be the game changer for the day and maybe your whole practice. Catch and allow the back of your shoulders to be on the mat. Good. Now, expand through your shoulder blades. So can your shoulders get wide on the mat? And then can the base of your skull stretch to the back of your mat out from that space between your shoulder blades? And can your sacrum iron down onto the mat and forward towards the front edge of your mat? And then last step, in that space you made, can your front ribs, can they just soften and drop into that space? Just exhale by exhale, can you drop your rib cage into center? Take a breath in. Blow it out. Now you're already well set up. Reach your arms or your legs up for the ceiling. Maybe you sit on your hands, or maybe your hands are down alongside. You've got the back side of your body open, your abdominals dropped in. Take a breath in, then exhale, lower your right foot to hover. Take a breath in, and then switch your legs. Take a breath in, switch your legs. Take a breath in, switch your legs. Keep going like that for 30 seconds. See if you can keep your head back. And with your head back, can you continue to drop your front ribs into center? 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Both legs up to the ceiling. Both legs up. Now pause. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, do that. Are your shoulders on the floor? Is the back of your pelvis on the floor, or your hands? Are your front ribs dropped in? So it's a side, settle everything into center, then keep that, breathe in, lower your legs like a third of the way down, just a little bit. So if your body's like mine, the first thing that happens is everything pushes up towards the ceiling. Your ribs push up, your shoulders push up, probably your belly pushes up. Can you settle everything back into center? Front ribs in, shoulders down, pit of the belly in. And then now, can you lower your legs a little bit more? And now can you settle your front body back down towards your back body again? Good. And then one more attempt. Can you go a little bit lower? Can your front ribs drop in? Belly drops in. Shoulders relax off your chest. Take a full breath in. Legs up towards the ceiling. Really good. Hug your knees to your chest. Catch the back of your thighs. Rock forward and back 3 times. Land in downward facing dog on the 3rd. Downward facing dog. From downward dog, high plank. Good. In your high plank position, take a breath in. Keeping your high plank with your torso on the exhale, bring your right knee to your left elbow. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, left knee, right elbow. Inhale, high plank. Right knee, right elbow. High plank. Left knee, right elbow. Keep going 30 seconds. Really good. Can you keep your arms and shoulders stable? 10 more seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Downward facing dog. Downward dog. Take a full breath in and clear it all out. Half pigeon on the right side. Now you can tuck if you want to, or untuck, but keep that 12 o'clock. Press your foot into my hand. Press into my hand this way, that way. Good. Now keep that. Good. Press into my hand. Yep. Now keep that. Now, Damien, press into my hand. Just with your shin. Yeah, like that. Now keep that. Keep that. Good. Change sides. As you settle in, get present to the felt sense of being in this pose. What does it feel like to be in the pose? Get a sense of the space that you're creating, that you carve out in the pose, in the way you breathe, the space between your face and the floor, the space across your hips, the space across your collarbones. And then where could there be more space? For many of you, there could be more space if you were to tuck your back toes into the mat and press your right outer shin in towards center. So push here. And then keep that and feel how that will begin to open up the space across your pelvis. Keep that pressure, Paige. That's it. Press right here into my hand. Yep. Now from there, draw this hip forward. Keep pressure here. Yes. Do you feel some space opening up in your hips? Yep. Now keep that as I let go. Good. Good. Walk up to your hands. Swing your right leg around, double pigeon. So you'll stack your right shin on top of your left. Yeah, like Suzette's got a block under her knee. That's great. You can use blocks and whatever you need here. Both feet at 12 o'clock. So set yourself up that way. If your top ankle's kind of like in this position, either see if you can go tighter, and if that doesn't work, put a block out in front so your ankle can be on that. And then once you have that set up with your feet, bring your hands to the soles of your feet. So you're here. And if you've got this position, one hand to your foot. So with your hands on your feet. So take your palms and put them on your feet like that. With your hands, press in. Y'all are like, maybe she won't see if I'm not doing it. I see you. Put your palms to your hands. And this isn't like, you're not doing it because I'm telling you to. Like, that's not, who cares what I tell you to do? This is going to change the way your pelvis is for the rest of the day. Like, that's what I'm offering to you. You could take it or not take it. Press your hands into your feet. Push. Now push your feet back into your hands. And you might feel the back of your pelvis open up. If you got that, sit up tall as you've got, and then see if you can fold forward. Keep the pressure. And feel how the back of your pelvis will open And especially those of you who are bendy, flexible, you're going to rediscover sensation in this pose again, where you may not be feeling it or haven't felt it for a while. And then as you're using that to open your pelvis up, take your elbows wide and use the upper body part, that's it, to widen through your shoulders. So elbows are wide, shoulder blade tips into your back, that's it. And then expand through your chest and your upper back, that's it. You feel got some space now, right? Now breathe right there. Give that one more breath. It's perfect. And then release. Come on up and switch sides. Cross your shins. This time it's your left over your right. Flex your feet. And now you're not much is going to happen if it's like a half-hearted, like I'm just doing what you're telling me to do. Nothing will happen. It's okay. Press your palms, like actually put pressure. And in my mind, I'm like, I already worked really hard. I don't want to do this anymore. Put that pressure into your feet and then push your feet back into your hands. Give your feet something to push into. And then feel for the back of your pelvis to open. And it might mean you need to relax your belly a little bit. It might mean you need to sit a little bit taller. So be at play, like be up to discovering, like she's talking about the space thing and I want to see what that's about. Move around and see if you can get the experience of space in the back of your pelvis. And then with your arm pressure, hug your shoulders onto your upper back. Right here. Okay, roll your shoulders up. So part of what's getting you stuck is you're pulling down with your shoulders. Go up towards your ears. Yes. Now pull. There it is. Now breathe. So now you're on your back with your shoulders. Now widen, but don't pull down. Go up. Go here. Stay up here and go wide. Yes, that's it. Feel different? Take 2 more breaths. One more breath in. Blow it out. Sit all the way up. Take your legs out wide. Side facing, wide-legged, seated position. Okay, and you might need to move on your mat. Create space through your spine. And then fold down between your 2 feet. You can stack a block under your head. You can stack 2 fists under your head. Watch for space. So if your ribs are dropping into your stomach and your front body's closed off, bend your knees more and then walk your sitting bones back behind you more. So your pubic bone moves down towards the floor. Yeah. And then even here, take your shoulders forward. Keep them up here, but draw back like that. If that gets tight, bend your knees a little bit. Okay. Does that feel like you have a little more space? Now breathe into it right here. Really good. That's it. Take a breath in. Blow it out. Sit all the way up. Seated single leg extension, right leg straight. Left foot to your right thigh. Sit it up so your right sitting bone is back behind you. So you're setting up for space. And then lift up, breathe in, and fold over your front thigh. Sit up, switch sides. Create space between your left heel and your left sitting bone by bending your left knee and reaching your left sitting bone for the back of your mat. Really good. Breathe in. Deeply breathe out. And then sit all the way up. Both legs straight down the mat, seated forward fold. And walk your sitting bones back so they're on the floor. Put as much bend in your knee as you need to. And then fold, catch your feet. Ease your baby toes back. Put space in the back of your neck by drawing your chin in towards your throat. As your tailbone lengthens behind you, lengthen the base of your skull up and forward. Stay integrated here. Yeah, just like that. Stay integrated through here. So you might bend your knees a little bit more and then hug your shoulder blade tips towards like that. That's it. Now breathe right into that space. Good, Damien. Damien and everyone take one more breath in. Blow it out. Sit all the way up, reverse table. Plant your hands behind, fingers forward. Plant your feet, legs straight or knees bent. Lift your hips up. Press your hands down. Press your thoracic spine up through your chest towards the ceiling and open up through your throat. Even if your head is neutral, soften your throat, soften your voice, soften your breath. Take a full inhale. Open your mouth, let it out. And then sit down, fish pose. 3 breaths. Fish is like the only pose in our practice where we encourage you to point your toes. So you've done a lot to flex your feet and activate through your lower legs. And now is that opportunity to stretch the top of your ankles open, create that space. Zip the pit of your belly in and up. And then reach your chest for the wall behind you. Whether you have a block under you or not, take a full breath in. Open your mouth, clear it. If there's a block, roll to the side. If not, tuck your chin, lie down. Take your legs up towards the ceiling and behind your head for plow pose. Even if you intend to go to waterfall, go for plow. And if plow's not accessible, hug your knees into your chest. If you're in plow, bring your hands to the middle of your back. So not shoulder stand yet, just plow. And if plow does not work for you, lie on your back, hug your knees to your chest. Now, right here, press your shoulders down into the floor and plow, stretch your seat up towards the ceiling. Not your legs yet, just your seat. We all want to get out of plow. It's because this part of our body can be pretty tight, right? So stay here, press your shoulders down, lift your seat up towards the ceiling, and breathe. If you need to bend your knees a little bit, do that. If your feet don't touch the floor, that's okay. Okay, give it one more breath here. Now, if you're going to shoulder stand, go. If you want to go to waterfall, stick a block under your butt, legs go up. If it's shoulder stand, press your upper arms down into the floor and reach your feet for the ceiling. So you put as much space between your feet and the floor that you possibly can. If you're in shoulder stand, come back to plow. If you're in waterfall, you can stay or hug your knees to your chest with the block under your butt. Then from plow, deaf yogi, bend your knees around your ears. Avoid bringing your pelvis any more towards the back of your mat. So your pelvis is going to stay a little bit forward. Hands stay at your low back. Now look at the front of your body. You can see your belly. You can see the front of your pelvis. Take 5 big exhales, and with each exhale, carve your ribs in towards your body a little bit more. See if you can fan the backside of your body open, your ribs open, your low back open, the space between your shoulder blades open. Good. Take one more breath. And then if you're in deaf yogi, stretch your arms down the mat, one bone at a time, unravel until you're lying flat on the floor. Take your time. At the bottom, hug your knees to your chest. Drop your knees to the right, to your arms, and look off to the left. Switch sides. You're welcome. Come back to center. Hug your nose to your knee, your knees to your nose. Take a big inhale. On the exhale, squeeze tight. And then release Shavasana. There's a cool ital in the upper corner of your mat. Take your feet out wide, take your arms out wide, flip your palms up, take up space. Take a deep breath in and let it go. One more time, breathe in through your mouth. Hug your knees up into your chest. And roll to a side. And press up to a seated position on your mat. Bring your palms together over the center of your heart. And as you press your palms together, feel how your shoulders naturally get wide. Press your seat into the floor and feel how the top of your head naturally grows up as you do that. And so into all that space now, take a big breath in and clear it out. You've created this incredible space within yourself, for your practice. And as we know, nature abhors a vacuum. And so decide for yourself how you're going to fill this space, the space you created. Because life will fill it for you if you don't choose. And so decide what you'll fill your space with for today and for the rest of your week. And we'll close with 3 final ohms. Take a breath in. Bring your thumb knuckles to the center of your forehead. Take a deep breath in. And together we say, Namaste. Namaste. Great job this morning, everybody. So good to see you all. Thank you for coming. If you ever have questions about anything, always feel free to ask. Otherwise, have a great rest of your weekend and a great week. You're welcome.